Alright guys, what's going on? It's Sunday. Welcome to the garage. Got the kids down for a nap, and I figured probably a good time to go ahead and take care of the sealing of the cab. So I'm starting to pull down these stickers, and I got like this stuff. I don't know, there was just some magnets up here. They were here when I got the truck. So is this a sticker or a magnet? Oh, it's a sticker. So get rid of some of these. Oh, it's a magnet. A little Holly magnet. No, let's see if we can get the Route 66 off of here. It's falling apart. Maybe I could stick it somewhere else, but been up here so long. Dang. No, I got a spot to put it. Perfect. Perfect. What's this? Classic Pilkington Classic Automotive Glass. Oh, get rid of that one. Then I gotta take this down. I like the sticker though. I wish I'd have stuck it somewhere else, but oh well. Get her down. Get her down. Oh, look at all the goo under it. Alright. Let's take the summit down. I'll leave that painless one there. I don't think it's going to get in the way of anything. I'll leave that one. Alright, clean this up. Like I said, I got one sheet left here. So, I don't know. I'm going to figure out if I have enough, I might do some here, and then over there. Or I might just do a big one and a big one, I don't know. So anyways, I'll get to measuring and then I'll let you know what I come up with here. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. So when I'm doing some knock testing up here, right, not much, right? And then like as you get into the center of the ceiling is when you start hearing it. So pretty hollow in the middle, you know? And then in the back, not as bad, anywhere where it's like close. So I think what I'm gonna do is just lay the whole piece, try to center it as well as possible, and then just do it like, so it'll come over here and that, so all these spots where it needs the most, I think it'll be kind of perfect. And then I'm gonna try to strategically cover kind of the whole ceiling, anywhere where it's not bent, so like from here around, I'm gonna try to use the foam. And I don't know, like I know this stuff will stick, like I'm not really worried about this falling off the ceiling, but the foam is super light, so as long as it sticks well, I'm not really worried about it falling down. So anyway, so funny story, right? So I used to have an 83 Z28 Camaro in high school, 305, just real shit box. But anyways, my dad bought it brand new in 1983 for like $12,900 or something like that, somewhere around there. But anyway, so it was my first car. So by the time I got it, had a lot of miles on it, and T5 frickin' broke every frickin' 6 months. But anyway, so used to drive it to school, had the bumps in it, you know, typical high school stuff. And so my buddy, if you remember a couple videos ago, I talked about he passed away. But anyways, me and him, so we went to high school together, and we always like found an excuse to ditch school. So my headliner had fallen down in the car, and one time I got into it with my dad, and he just like grabbed it and pulled it all down because it was like tired of it hitting his head. So you guys remember those old headliners. And so anyways, so rolling, just kind of looking busted in there. So then me and my buddy, we decided one day that we were gonna fix the headliner. So we went and got carpet. It was just it was like this carpet that's down here. It was like you know, like it's thin but it's heavy, you know what I mean? So we cut it, we spent some time, you know, we put a whole bunch of that glue on it, and we stuck it up there, and we're like, hell yeah, it's looking good, you know. So I mean, it was sticking, right? So it was like 110 that day or something. So we got it up there, and then we started rolling back to school. By the time we got to school, like it was just like falling down on our head. So we had to rip it back out. But anyways, I thought I'd tell you that story. It's kind of funny. So every time I think about headliner, I think about that story of me and my boys. So anyways, I'm sure you guys probably did some similar stuff. But anyways, we always found an excuse to ditch school, so seemed like a good thing to do at the time. All right, so that's what we came up with there. So got a little air bubble or something in there. But anyways, I get most of the air bubbles out, and then put some foam, and then we'll see if it falls on my head. I'll let you know. Then don't use it on yours. You know what I mean? So we'll yeah, I don't know. I can't really see this stuff falling down. I'll try to work all the air bubbles out just to make sure, you know, that's got full adhesion, but I don't really see it going nowhere. So, alright, let's move on to the foam and see if I can make it look halfway decent. Or maybe look crappy, I don't know, but it'll probably help. Alright, well here it is. I don't know. It don't look that bad other than, like, if this wasn't sticking out. But I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. You know, I'm more curious to see if this will hold up. So it's going to be in the hundreds and mid and upper hundreds for another couple weeks at least. So I'm curious to see how it's going to hold up. So I'm going to drive it to work tomorrow and see if they don't fall down on my head. And if they do, we'll know. And if they don't, we'll know. So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. There's just so many squeaks and rattles in here, you know, like you can hear it. You can kind of hear stuff creaking and rattling around. I think I got this little, I can push on the side of the dash and get that squeak to go, that one squeak to go away, but there's just so many, you know what I mean? It's like freaking, you fix one rattle and then you got more, and I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Just get it a little quieter and then don't even worry about it, right? So. But anyways, so running up to the store, figured we'd do a little road test. So, I don't know. Thermally though, I want to see, trying to feel around the roof. It's kind of warm right here, and this is cool, so, I don't know. We'll see how it is. I'll drive it tomorrow and give you guys an update. Hopefully it doesn't fall down on my head. So we'll see. So there is one cool thing that I can do right now. Go fill it up with gas and let you know what my miles per gallon is. So when I originally put this all back together, the speedo works. I don't know if you noticed in the other video yesterday, but I put a GPS speedo in here, but my original speedo actually did work, but it bounced a little bit. Wasn't too bad. And it was pretty spot on. I could measure it with the GPS on my tablet, and it was pretty good. But whenever it would start rolling around to the zeros, like it would hang up for like a mile or so, and then it would go. So then finally it just stopped at 95.8790, and it just keeps clicking. It like won't turn over. So a couple days after that, I got this GPS speedometer and popped it in here, and super awesome. I pretty much dig it. So it has the and some of you guys probably use these, but it has the heading on it, it has the time, the odometer, trip, and all that stuff. I mean, I mainly use it for the time because I like it, and I actually mounted it right in front of the steering wheel, like where you'd normally probably mount a tack, but I don't have. So basically how I wanted it, I wanted to just use my whole original gauge cluster, which I did. The only thing I don't have is a tack, which I don't really care that much. So I was like, well, and then I have the trans, but the trans is actually in my cigarette lighter, or I mean my ashtray, and it fits perfectly. So I got a piece of stainless that I'm gonna cut and actually like put it around there and like make it look cool. But you know, I don't know, it is what it is. So anyways, I put this GPS speedo in. A little bit pricey, yeah, but damn, the cool thing about it is there's no nothing. All you do is just hook up some wires, and it comes with a really long little antenna that's like this big, a long wire on it, and it's like a magnet, so you can just stick it on the inside of your roof, or like I have mine, it's actually right behind the camera here on the A-pillar. It's just magnetized to it. It's not really even out in the open. It locks right on, and it works well. It doesn't bounce. It's real smooth. So I dig it. And so anyways, yeah, so after this we'll fill up, and then I'll calculate it and tell you what my miles per gallon is. And this is just basically, you know, back and forth to work, sitting in traffic, stuff like that. So hell yeah, let's do it. All right, so I just filled up with gas, and it took 15 gallons. 15.11, that's it. Okay, anyway, so let me scroll over to the trip. I think I set that, yeah. So let's see here. So trip says 172.43. So 172.43 divided by 15.11. 11.4. Yeah, baby. You know what it is. So not bad. I mean, shit, the Jeep only gets like freaking 13 and a half, so I don't know. Seems good to me. Alright, the one cool thing is I can pull up to a drive-thru and order, so I'll let you see. I'll crank the air down to about halfway. How's it going? Can I get warm? This part's warm. And right here, it's just nice. So, hell, maybe we're getting somewhere. I think I do the doors next. I'll get a smaller box of the actual deadening material, line the outside of the door, and for both doors, and then put some foam over the top of them. And after that, I'm not sure there's much more I can do. I think that's it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's an old truck, but it's pretty mellow, and it's got decent power. It's getting great mileage, right? But yeah, so right now I'm sitting here, the AC is about halfway, about half speed. I feel good. I got it kicked so it has the adjuster for like dash or floor, just to get like some air on my foot. So I just slide it over a little bit, and then I get plenty of air coming out the vents, plenty coming down. I think the vintage air by far is like the best investment I've ever made on the old trucks. Like, I don't like to spend that much money, you know. Like, I know I splurged on the speedometer and stuff like that, but I don't really like to spend, you know, big money on stuff. But $1,600 for that vintage air, that was like the best money I ever spent, you know. And the funny thing about the vintage air is that I wanted to get it for the K10, so I had a 99 Z28 Camaro LS1, and I sold it. Oh, hold on, I gotta get my coffee. Yeah, so anyways, so I had that Camaro. It was a 99 Z28 Camaro. I had a long time. I had it from like 07 until, when did I sell it? 2014, I guess. But anyway, so I sold it to this guy I worked with, and he really wanted it. And you know, I didn't really have, I tried to sell it a couple times. I didn't really have too many buyers. Like, you know, they just weren't really going for that much. It was pretty nice. Just rebuilt the engine and stuff. So anyways, I sold it to him for like $2,500, and then I bought the vintage air, and then I had like just enough money left over to, I don't know, I was just kind of like sitting on it, just kicking back, and I seen this truck pop up on Craigslist, and then that's when I lowballed the guy, because I think he listed it for like 15, and then lowered it to 11, and then I lowballed him at 6, and then he's like, nah, and a couple days later, he's like, okay, cool. Give me 8, and I was like, I'll give you 7, and he was like, okay, cool, I'll drop it off at your house. So he already had it loaded up on a trailer, and he drove it over. So that was cool. So then I actually, selling that car, I got the vintage air and this truck, and now the vintage air is in this truck, which is kind of weird. So, but it's definitely like by far one of the best purchases I ever made. So with that, I think I'll close this video out. I appreciate you guys rolling with me. Thank you. It's just kind of a impromptu video today. I usually try to do a little bit more in them, but you know, what the hell. So anyways, you guys take it easy. I appreciate you guys rolling with me, and all the comments and all that good stuff. And catch you on the next one.